If I told you you can lose 8 pounds instantly, would you do it? Hell yeah, I would. So today, we're going to be removing our secondary heater blower motor and installing our factory RS heater duct on both 964s. Before we get started, if you haven't, click that subscribe button and help support my channel. So let's go! For our weight loss agenda today, we're going to be installing the RS heater duct right here. It's going to replace the secondary heat blower motor. There's 2 straps on the top and 1 strap on the bottom, right down here. First, we are going to start off with the flathead and loosen the metal straps that hold the heater duct piping in place. Unplug the wire on the top of the heater duct piping. You just squeeze the metal clip and then it pops right off. Now, we loosen the bottom metal strap. Next, unplug the 2 ventilation tubes. One goes to the taillights and one goes to the distributor. We're going to be keeping the distributor vent hose, so you can discard the other taillight hose. Sometimes the duct piping will come right out, but if it's still tight, we'll loosen the blower motor first. Unscrew the top 10mm screw holding the secondary heater blower motor. This will allow you to pull the heater duct piping out very easily. After you pull the heater duct piping out, you will see a resistor that's in the side of the pipe. You will need to carefully pull that out of the slot that's cut into the pipe. Now we have access to another plug-in on the lower back of the motor. Squeeze the top and bottom of the clip and the plug will disconnect. Then, we're going to remove the second bolt holding the blower motor. You can see at the bottom where there's a golden spacer on the bottom of the blower motor right back in here. But unfortunately, you can't actually see the head of the bolt, so you'll have to do this by feel. You can't see the head of the bolt, so you'll have to feel around for it with your ratchet. It's a little bit of an awkward position, and you'll have to stick your hand in there. But once you break the bolt free, you can use the socket and just spin it by hand. Now, the blower motor comes right out. Here, you can see where the bolts are without the motor blocking your view. This might help you visualize it when you actually do this. Tucking the wires is the next step. This is exactly how they do it on the RS cars too. Since the resistor is a little bit big, I didn't want to damage it just in case I wanted to put the blower motor back in one day. So I decided to unplug the resistor. This makes it easier to tuck, and it also looks cleaner. To remove the resistor, just pull off the wires from the spades. You might need to wiggle the wires a little bit, but they come right off. You just get some zip ties and you zip tie it along the fuel rail and make it look tidy. Now we're ready to install the RS heater pipe. The easiest way for me to do this was to push it down into the bottom hole first. Wiggle it back and forth until it's in the bottom hole, and then you're going to jam it into the air duct. Once the pipe is in, tighten the bottom metal strap and secure the pipe. Last, reconnect the ventilation tube. And there you have it. Now, the next step is a part that's not shown in any videos. This is widely discussed in the forums, and there's many threads about removing the rear blower fan sometimes causes the climate control unit, aka CCU, to act weird. Such as not blowing air, no AC, no heat, no defrosters, some other monkey business. There's a few solutions and I'll cover a couple of them with you. The method I like to do is the bridge relay. Buying this relay and plugging it in where the blower relay was, it tends to work and it sends a signal fooling the climate control unit. Another method is making a custom jumper and tapping it in to a violet wire under the relays in the harness. This method has the highest rate of making the CCU work correctly. Maybe one of these days I'll make a video on how to make this tapping jumper, and I'll put some of these on my website. So if anyone just wants to buy one, they don't have to deal with making it and then having a whole bunch of spare parts left over. But for now, here's the bridge relay. And in the forums, many people also mention removing the 30 amp fuse for the rear blower motor too. This method is the easiest and plug and play. After this, test out your CCU in the car and make sure it's functioning correctly. The bridge adapter typically works on later year 964s and all 993s. Also, there's many confirmed cases that this does work on early model 964s too. So it just happens to be the luck of your car. Here we can watch another angle for installing the RS pipe on the white 964. I sped this part up, but you can see how smoothly it is if you just follow these steps. In summary, loosen the straps to the pipe, unplug everything, remove the pipe, unbolt the blower motor, remove the resistor and tuck the wires. If you made it to this part of the video, thank you, and I really appreciate you sticking with me. I debated back and forth with myself on whether or not to include this footage, and I figured if it at least helped one person in the future, then it's worth it for me. If you've seen my videos before, you know that I'm very detail oriented, and I wish more videos out there had some of these level of details for projects that I wanted to do too. If there's one thing I can share with you, it's my experiences and what I've learned. And another thing I forgot to mention is that you might be wondering why I didn't go with the carbon heater pipe. For my builds, I wanted the engine to look as stock as possible. Here in California, we struggle to smog our cars, and I don't want to bring any more attention to the engine by adding bling. I also like that the engine look matches. If I have one pipe that's carbon while the rest of the engine is stock, it just doesn't look as good. I would need lots of carbon if I wanted to head that direction. I've had a carbon heat pipe on my 993, so there's a little background for you. I really liked how the set of wires tucked, better than in the gray car. Look at that clean wire tucking. Now we install the pipe and secure it. Then reconnect the ventilation hose. I've included links to all the parts in the description down below. Hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to help support my channel. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to keep leveling up.